Hello students. So I am taking you to another chapter. Before taking to that, let me take you one quote written by Aristotle. You know Aristotle. Symbol, this is a symbol proverb, symbol phrase just for clarity of the topic. Anybody can become angry, that is easy. But to be angry with the right person, with the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, in the right way is not within the everybody power, and it is not so easy. Hope you clear with this quote. Symbol meaning angry, it is an emotion, right? So it is so easy to show the anger, but it is not possible to show that anger to everybody, or not right way, or in the right position, or in the right degree. So same way, that is our emotion. So what is emotion? So our chapter is about emotions. So we all are emotional being. Human beings are considered as emotional being. The word emotion is derived from the Latin word immovere. Immovere means to stir up. Stir up means to mixing something. So this is always aroused by external stimuli. So in the last chapter of motivation also, I told you motivation are always coming from the internal, and because of that externally what we are showing, that is our emotion. If I am getting, like for example, thirst, hunger, if I am very much thirst, I need water. So once I drink the water, I will be very much satisfied. My emotion, maybe I will do a simple smile. So that is emotion. Emotion is defined as a subjective response. I hope you have learned about subjective and objective in your fundamental also. Subjective means which is coming from inside, from the person. Only you or only me can say about themselves. Subjective response. Objective means what we are observing. So it is always accompanied by a physiological changes and is associated with a change in the behavior. Physiological changes means because of some body changes as well as some change in the behavior. I'll give you simple example how this can be defined. So subjective response. Okay. For example, if I am having examination tomorrow, so what will be your reaction? Or if you are having an examination tomorrow, what will be your reaction? Yes, you may suddenly get anxiety. So that anxiety is your emotion, right? And that physiology changes. What will happen? Because of anxiety, you may feel headache. Somebody feel chest pain. Somebody will have diarrhea. Somebody will not eat food. Somebody will feel, no, I cannot sleep. Many things happens in your body. So that physiological changes, and that will associate with the behavior. Behavior also will show in the same way. You may be very angry towards person, anybody. You may be angry towards self. You may think, no, if I would have studied well, then this tension would not have been taken place. So that response is emotion. Characteristics. It always activate or arouse state in the organism. Physiological changes will occur like your gesture, the way of walking, sometimes way of standing, way of sitting, or your muscle movements, your facial expression sometimes. If I am happy, I will be very smiley. If I am sad, I will be like a frowning of my eyebrows. You can see this frowning can be seen in the sadness. Changing in the reaction like blood pressure. Blood pressure may come down or may high because of stress. Then heartbeat, your pulse rate, your respiration, all the vital signs gets disturbed. And if you experience an emotion, lot of energy gets released, right? So exception in grief. You know grief, what is grief? I'll just tell simple example about grief. So grief means it is a loss. Symbol meaning a loss of any person or any object or any property. If suppose somebody got dead, he is my lover, who is my parent, or he is my very known person, he is my friend, I will be in grief. That is my loss. I lost my mobile, I lost my money, I am in grief. I lost my property, I am in grief. So such grief, our energy and activity will be reduced because everything will be reduced. Otherwise, lot of energy is required. Parts of emotion. So emotion basically it have in the definition itself, I have told in the definition, first was it is a subjective response which is within own mind. Only I can understand. I cannot directly see what you are feeling. Suppose I am very happy, then it may express through my face smiling. But It is not necessary if I smile, that doesn't mean that I am happy, because happiness coming from myself. So that is subjective. Subjective is by own person, opposite person cannot see. If opposite person is seeing you and observing, then it is objective. So emotions are subjective, not objective. Any emotions before an exam? What emotions you always get before examination? I do not think always get happiness before. Yes, I was waiting for this exam. Very less. If you do, it is well and good. But some people always have anxiety, restless. Mild anxiety is always good. Remember this word, mild anxiety. Little bit anxiety is necessary to do something, to achieve something. Doesn't mean that you should not take anxiety, you should not be tensed. No, you should take mild level of thing, then it will help you. But should not go from mild to moderate to severe to extreme. Then it will be very danger. Emotional expression. How you express to your body? Maybe trembling. If I am getting anxiety, if suppose Viva work is going on, because teacher is going to ask me question Viva, oral test. So they may keep you to sit in front of them. They will ask you question. Yes, tell me, define nursing, define psychology. Okay, what are the scope of psychology? Tell first. So like that, if teacher is telling, suddenly you may get anxiety, you are not prepared, or you forgot everything. Sometimes students tells, I studied everything, but when I saw my teacher's face, I forgot everything. So trembling, sometimes tremors, like the kapna. So these types of tremors, some happens, perspiring, excessive sweating, pasina ana. Sometimes people may, even in the tension ke wajah, they may get urinating, continuously going to urination, even vomiting also. Physiological changes. Physiological changes means when you have any such stress, adrenaline gets released. You might have learned in your endocrine system, adrenaline, role of adrenaline. It will release in your body during most of the emotions through your autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is very important. I will tell you in the next slide also, because that will take you to fight or flight for the stress. So any stress reaction, adrenaline will release. So that will show in your body. That is why you may getting vomiting or urinating, or sometimes people get headache also. And interpretation by another person. If a smiling person will show as a happiness, a frowning person, frowning means like this, and like eyebrows will be like this because you are unhappy, you are in a doubt. So that indicates the expression. Types of emotion, very simple types. I have given various examples with images also. Basic emotions are known as primary emotions. Only one emotion at a time. Fear, surprise, awe feeling, right? Disgust. Disgust, you see how they are frowning. You can see they are frowning. This upper lip is raised, then nose is wrinkled. This is disgust. I do not like. No, like expression. Anger. See how anger is. Anticipating means expecting something. Yes, I am anticipating I am going to get good marks. So that expression, expecting something, that expression is anticipation. Joy, how happy the child is. Always we tell, na, child is very innocent, small babies. So you should learn how they are very happy. So this is primary emotion, only one emotion at a time. Mixed emotions. Mixed emotions means combination of various primary emotions. So which are the primary emotions? As we have seen here, fear, surprise. These are simple examples. You can quote many examples here. Happiness, joy, anticipation, anger. And mixed emotion means these two emotions can be together. See, love. Love is together means joy plus acceptance. I am very happy. Along with my happiness, acceptance. Somebody should accept me, my happiness. Then it will become love. Remorse. Remorse means sadness. See the expression. Sadness or disgust. Disgust means I did not like it and I am sad. Remorse feeling. Submission. I do not, somebody is not accepting, and if I am having that fear, then it will be submissive role. I submit myself. I am not a dominating. No, I am just under you. Like sometimes we bow our head. That is submission. Oh, feeling means fear plus surprise. Surprise plus fear is awe. Disappointment means surprise plus sadness. So two emotions are here. That is why it is mixed emotion. Primary doesn't have both emotions. Positive emotions. Which are the positive emotions in your life? Both emotions are necessary, like love, laughter, laughing so much, hope, optimism. Optimism means always having a positivity, ashavadi. Optimistic person is also known as ashavadi. They're having a futuristic hope. And negative people are pessimist. Optimism just opposite, pessimist, nirasha, like they don't know what will happen. They feel always sad, anger, gussa hona, fear, dar lagna, sadness, dukhi hona, boredom feeling, guilt, pastav hona. These all are negative emotions, but some or other way it will affect our life. So these are different types of expressions. I know you people know very well, because these days people are very much techno savvy people. They use various like emojis like happiness, acceptance, aware, angry. You know well than me even. You can see different type of expressions. How, but in the patient also we should see how they are expressing. Changes during emotion. What happens? Internal and external. So two changes will happen. One is internal changes, another one is external changes. So internal means within, and another one is external, which is coming outside. So sympathetic nervous system and autonomic nervous system, you know, two parts are there, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic always work in emergency time. Like during stress, I am very much stressed, I am anxious, I am in tension, my sympathetic nervous system gets activated, or some hormones gets released like adrenaline, that is because of parasympathetic. Adrenaline will get circulated to all over the body. You can see how it is circulated to the blood. It will increase your blood pressure, heartbeat. Suddenly the tension, because of tension, what will happen? Your blood pressure will increase, your heartbeats will be palpitated, respiration will increase, pupil will be more dilated, sweating, excessive sweating. These all are physiological changes, internal changes. Decreased secretion of saliva. Suppose you are sitting in front of some teacher and teacher have asked questions, suddenly you feel fear and your saliva get decreased, you will not get even, you will get dehydrated. Blood sugar, sometimes because of stress, blood sugar level gets increased, production of more energy required, gastrointestinal system gets mobile, movement of system. Sometimes if you feel more surprise, or sometimes very much unexpected thing happen, you may get like a goose pimples, right, in your skin. It will like erect, the hairs get erect when you are getting blushing, right? Sometimes it happens. In the stage fear also it happens. Then muscle tension, tremors. So these are external changes. So sometimes question comes, what are the internal changes and external changes during emotion? So I told you in my body-mind relationship class also, body and mind have the connection. So here you see, if I am very much tension, my body will show that, right? Because I am very much tension, that is my mind. My body will show headache, sweating, heart rate will increase, my blood sugar will increase, I am getting trembling like a shivering hona. So these things will happen. These are internal changes. Externally, what will happen? Externally, the first thing is your voice will change, because emotions like fear and excitement will be changed. If I am very much fear or I am very much excited, I can change with a smile. I can change with a laughter. Tremor. If I am speaking and tremors in stage fear, many students sometimes tells, suddenly if ask them to do some presentation on the stage or any performance, first attempt they may get some tremors. If it's ask them to sing a song, they get tremor in the voice. So voice thoda gadbad ho jata hai. So that time it will be very difficult. That is the external. So external means which is showing outside. Internal means which was inside. Like facial expression will be changed, or your body parts, different parts, like some people will be very stiff, they will not change, they will sit like this, like because of fear, or they may hold their head very tightly, they don't want to move, or they may fold their hand like this. These all are various non-verbal expression which doesn't require any speaking, no need of speaking. Your expression like this itself shows patient or you are in which condition. So always try to understand your patient's expressions also. Why emotions are important? Because it will occupy an important place in your personal life. Because a person in love makes sacrifice for the object of his love. If I love somebody, I will show that love. So that expression is very important. It is a stimulating effect. If a person around me or who is my friend is very much happy and he show happiness to me, what will happen? Naturally, it will transmit. Emotions is like a communicable. It will transmit to me, I will also become happy. If my friend or my family member or my child is crying, maybe I will also get crying. So that is stimulating. It will have that effect to connect to each other. It have a crucial role in creative or artistic role also. You know about the soldier. The soldiers always fight for the country, so that sacrifice. That is also emotion. Crucial role they are playing, artistic way. Celebrities, they are doing entertainment doing cultural programs, they are doing acting, they are giving entertainment to us. We are enjoying. So that is another thing passing on. Emotions always have a major role in our behavior as well. Now, very, very important part, theories of emotions. The first theory is about James Lange theory. This is given by James Lange theory. So I will give in simple example, because in some books there may not be example. In you know how to score good marks in psychology by giving more examples. If you give more examples, it will be well. James theory, what it's saying? This is the theory. Felt emotion is the perception of body changes. So whatever I am perceiving in my body, that I am perceiving, that is my emotion. It is not clear, right? So I'll give simple example also. Like we feel sorry because we cry. Because we feel sorry because we cry. Or because we tremble, we are afraid. I am afraid of something, I fear of something, so I will start shivering. So that body changes is there. Because of that, I am having fear. So here the theory says, see, all these are theories only, not necessary it is true, but many times it is applied in human beings. So you will also feel, yeah, it is true somewhere. So these theories are always like a theory only. It is not exactly 100% we have to accept, but for the time being in the psychology assessment or learning, we need to accept. Perception of the reaction is the basis for the emotion we experience. So felt emotion will occur first after the body changes, which precede the emotion. So first we will experience the emotion, then the body changes. See one example, simple example I will show, and before that the diagram of this. First there will be stimulus, that is known as cognition. In the motivation also I told you about the cognitive aspect. Then our body reaction, that is physiological changes, and our emotion, that is your behavior. So cognition will lead to your physiology, and because of that physiology you will have that emotion. See how it is going to connect with an example. You are walking down a dark alley late at night. So see, you are walking down at night. कोई भी नहीं है, आप अकेले हो. So at the night time, walking down a dark alley, this is perceived stimulus. So stimulus means something stimulating you, something motivating you, something disturbing you, anything could be. So that darkness is the fear. So physiologically what you will have, your heartbeat will run fast, your breathing will deep, you may feel like nobody is here, no light, darkness, and what will be your physiological changes? Emotion. See the expression, fear. The girl is having, whoever is having, they are more fear. So this is the diagram. So in the last diagram we have seen, first there is a stimulus, that is a darkness, then body response, my heartbeat is responding, body is responding, and my behavior is fear. That is my emotion, felt emotion. Clear? So that is about James Lange theory. Next theory is Cannon-Bard theory. So these all are various psychologists or theorists, what they have said. They said felt emotion and body response are independent, not together. James Lange, what he said? He said felt emotion goes preceding the like emotional experience or body changes. Here they are telling emotion and body response are independent, they simultaneously work. Walter Cannon theory mainly proposed. So according to, see the difference, one I have put in black color, black font, another one is in blue color. Okay, just see the difference. James Lange said the body will respond first. You are walking down, you are alone, darkness, then heartbeat faster, that is body respond. Then you will show your cerebral cortex, your brain got that image, that impulse, then brain will tell this is fear, you have to show the fear. So that is emotion. But James Lange is this theory. Then Cannon-Bard, what he's telling? He's telling impulse as well as this impulse will go to the cerebral cortex. If it is a fear, then the cerebral cortex always receive immediately, as well as peripheral nervous also will receive. Then the peripheral nervous system means your side nervous system. One is central and one is peripheral. Peripheral nervous system always get a message, and that message will come from the brain towards your peripheries. Then your heartbeat will fast, your hand will get tremble. So see the diagram. The stimulus is different and these both are independent. One is behavior and one is physiology. Same example. One example itself can be used anywhere. Like you are walking in the dark area. Nobody is there. You are alone. Aap akele ho, andhera hai, darkness. So suddenly you will get your heartbeat also fast, as well as you will get fear. साथ में आपको fear भी होगा. Physiological changes also you will get. So this is the another thing. So both are simultaneously happening. You can just think. Sometimes it happens, I am having fear getting examination. So examination fear, that examination is my stimulus. Failure, feeling of failure, that is my stimulus. At the same time, as soon as the date comes, date arrives, exam date arrives, my body beat fast, my heart beat fast, I'll get headache. At the same time, I'll have the fear of failure. Third theory is Singer theory, Scatter-Singer theory. This is also almost similar. So you see, every theory are connected to each other only. Cognitive appraisal, two-factor theory, because it is given by Scatter and Jerome Singer. Cognitive appraisal. Appraisal means overall evaluation. So how we are going to evaluate? According to this theory, intensity of emotion depend upon cognitive appraisal of the situation. Evaluate the situation. If that situation is really requires that much expression of emotion, then you apply. That is exact meaning, cognitive appraisal. So it may get by through an internal arousal, or you give an explanation, you will identify the cue and you finally label that cue. So I'll example about the cue. Cue means something clue, some hint. Hint is giving. If I am having 4 options in my question, I have to tick one option, but sometimes people may ask, give one clue, give one clue. So that clue is cue. See, here the body will arouse, physiological changes, maybe heartbeat faster. At the same time, something is fearful. You have evaluated yourself. Yes, it is darkness. I should be fear. See, every human being is being trained in some way. There is no like that, something like that stress. Stress is there, but it is being trained by ourselves, or maybe our parents or our teachers or our environment. Examination, tomorrow is examination. So you have learned that during examination I should be stressed, I should take little bit tension. So that is how we have learned to that. We have labeled ourselves, yes, I should take tension. So that is cognitive label, something we have been trained, and finally we are showing that emotion. See the same example, okay? Again the same example in different way. Every example I have shown in different way. See, the person is walking down in a dark alley. You hear the footsteps behind you. So you are alone, आप अकेले हो, and आपने पैर के आवाज सुना. So everywhere you are alone only. So that footsteps you are hearing and you begin trembling. Physiology also, you get, you are deepening. At the same time, you are cognitive label, you are evaluating yourself. That is cognitive appraisal. Cognition means coming from the brain. You are appraised that I am afraid. मेरे को डर है. मुझको डर है. So these type of emotions we are created in ourselves, and that will finally lead to emotion. So that is cognitive appraisal theory. So you may getting confused because all these theories interrelated to each other. And last theory is Lazarus theory. So Lazarus theory is the fourth theory. I will write here only, so for more understanding. So Lazarus theory, okay, fourth number. So what this theorist said, Richard Lazarus, he said emotion we feel result from the evaluation, also coming from the environmental situation. Or simple example, you are first think about the situation before you experience the emotion. I am just imagining I will fail my exam. So naturally what will happen? I will fail because I am imagining, I am experiencing emotion by just thinking. So that is cognitive theory. Same example, see, you are walking in the dark area and you hear some footsteps. पीछे पैर की आवाज सुना, you are alone, and what will happen? You may think that somebody is going to attack me. You are thinking, you start trembling, your hand gets shivering, tremors, and your heart will beat more fast. Your breathing will deep. You may lose breathing, shortness will be there, and the last you will experience the emotion of fear. So ultimately, all this theory, what exactly they are telling, every theory is interrelated. One is there is some stimulus, or you just think and you can connect to each other. Always there is a stimulus and some physiological changes, body changes will be there. Then you may express emotion. Sometimes these two are interconnected, sometimes these two are interconnected, or sometimes these two can cause the problem in stimulus, or something you are directly labeling. You are thinking in your mind, already you are fixed in your mind, all ultimately comes as a emotion. So this is emotion. I hope you understood about the theory, and last part is how to control the emotions. Emotions are born by birth, and it is been born by birth, or we can say it is already there. Nobody taught us you have to cry when you need food. No, child started crying when he need food. That crying is his emotion, the way of his showing in need. Same way as a nurse. Now we have to think as a nurse in hospital, how can I control? So you have to try to understand yourself. If I am having any problem in my home, I should not take that problem to my hospital, to my patient, or to my students. So that thing I have to understand. I should remove that. I should understand what is my physical limit and emotional limit. Till where I can go. Learn as much as you can. Understand the reactions. If I feel my heart is beating fast, then I should know why it is. Do I have any tension? Then you start thinking, then finally you find that yes, something is bothering me. So that is understanding yourself and understand more thing. How can I solve my problem by myself? The more you know yourself, better you can control. Nobody else can know you, only you. This is subjective. Again I am repeating, subjective and objective. Subjective means person own. Only I can say in my emotion. Right now you are seeing me, my face, my classes, but you cannot say about my internal mind. Only I can say. That is subjective. So I should know me better. Then control my stress life. In your life you can plan stress management techniques, and you can plan your work to avoid emergencies. Do not postpone the thing, do not delay the thing. Procrastination, the word is known as procrastination. Procrastination means you are always postponing. Yes, if a university has announced that 2 weeks later you will have your examination, so you are just delaying that. Yes, I have two weeks later, so I will study 1 week before only. So that is procrastination should be avoided. So you can plan your work, you can plan the timetable. Then balance your work with play, exercise, activities along with your studies. Already I told you, because studies alone can't being a good human being, good human personality. Holistic development will not be possible. So your curricular activities, your extracurricular activities, your potential, your talent always matters. And many people do like meditation, listening to music, reading, dancing, sports, whichever you like to do, you should do. And being a nurse will be very hurry life, maybe in hospital, maybe being in teaching field also. Sometimes we feel I do not have proper time, but you have to spend time, you have to spare time for yourself. So once you give time to yourself, then you can give time to others also. Sense of humor, watch some comedy shows or some funny videos, so that will always rejuvenate yourself. Your mind will come fresh. And always try to control unreasonable excessive emotions. Do not express more emotions. If I am very much anger, do not express to every person. Now in last, as a patient, in patients, how we can do? You have to very much welcoming your patient, because once the patient is admitted in the hospital, they will not be happy. You know who will be happy in hospital? Nobody. So you have to welcome them, you have to give more easiness to them. They should feel comfortable. We have to be orient the patient, understand if patient is crying, then ask them. Should not advise unnecessarily, should not give any reinforcement or any reassurance that you will get cured, you will get this, that. No, you have to be assured about yourself first, then you should understand the negative emotion, develop empathy. What is empathy? There are two terminal, one is sympathy and another one is empathy. Sympathy means giving mercy, daya. In Hindi we so like showing mercy to others. That is sympathy. We feel pity. Or like we sometimes tell you, oh poor boy, how is he getting this much disease? He is just 2-year-old child. That is sympathy. But what is empathy? Empathy means putting ourselves in others' situation, putting our legs into others' shoes. That is a quote. It doesn't mean that you have to put our legs into others' shoes. I mean our foot into others' shoes. It means putting ourselves into others' situation. Think about patient. If I would be in their condition, if I am a patient, how I would have get this? So if we have more sympathy rather, more empathy rather sympathy, it will work. Sympathy is okay, showing their pity feeling like bichara isko aisa ho gaya, like that feeling we may show, but that doesn't work. But empathy means, oh, agar मैं उसके जगह होता, then what would have been happened? So like that we should think, and we should give more time, patience, attention to all the psychosomatic illness. Psychosomatic, psycho means mind, somatic means body, somatic means body. So many of our body problems comes because of psychology. If I am tension, I may get headache. It is psychosomatic disorder. I may get stomach ulcer, psychosomatic illness. So you should know whether this ulcer in his stomach is because of any stress. Because of stress it may occur. So you should understand that in patient, then you have to take care. Then how we can define anxiety or fear? Anxiety is internal and fear is external. Sometimes the question may comes how we can define or differentiate both. Anxiety is always unknown, but fear we are already known, and anxiety occurs long time, but fear is short living. Fear is just for if I am having fear of snake, if I am having fear of dog, if I am having fear of atmosphere, if I am having fear of loneliness, that is only for short time. When the stimulus comes, then I will show. Because every time snake will not come, every time I will not have, no, I am having snake fear, I am having snake fear, no. As soon as snake comes, I show. But anxiety is for long time. If I am telling like I should be a good nursing officer, or I should pass my exam. So from the beginning of my class till my exam, that long time itself I will get anxiety. So that is why there will be some unknown threat. I do not know why it is happening. Some threatening is there, some dhamki. Threaten means something is dhamki. Kuch to dhamka rahe hame. So that is we are not understanding exactly, but it is there. And anxiety comes from the thinking. We are thinking too much. We are human being. I think many thoughts at a time, more than 70 or 80,000 thoughts come sometimes. So fear is always from immediate danger. Suddenly, if I am having fear of water, so if suddenly I go into a swimming pool or a lake, then I may develop. But every time that danger is not there. But anxiety is a long time danger. So that is why it is a disorder. It's a neurotic disorder. It's a psychiatric disorder. You will learn in psychiatry. Psychology is different. Psychiatry is different. Already in the first chapter you learn. Psychology is to understand the normal part. Psychiatry means understand the abnormal part. It's a normal disorder of neurosis, means stress, because of stress. But fear is not a disorder. But phobia is a disorder. Phobia is because of fear. Excessive fear towards any stimulus, situations or object, that is phobia. That is a disorder. Then the emotional adjustment, like emotional equilibrium, emotional stability, neuroticism, personal adjustment, we all do this because of our emotions. So it plays an important role in our life. Like autonomic nervous system, already I told you about the emotional response, your sympathetic nervous system. Because if I am in a stress, my sympathetic nervous system gets more activated. It will release hormone like adrenaline gland, and parasympathetic nervous system, that will be more active when I am in a pleasant situation. Then my brain structure, all these things you have learned in anatomy of this brain, in the hypothalamus. My limbic system, also known as emotional brain. All my emotions are coming from limbic system, from the hypothalamus. They control my emotional system. Amygdala, that is another area. Amygdala is another key system which will receive the information from the cerebrum, and it will show when we are having any attack, or when we have to defend, when we have to fight something. Fight in the sense not like the physical fight, but fight from the mind. That is fight or flight. Two things can happen. Either you fight with that stress, or you flight means आप लड़ो आप भागो. तो ये दो चीज हो सकता है when you having the stress. Hormones also play important role in the emotions. Already I told you. And some emotions also have disorders. So we'll see which are those disorders, because like unpleasant emotions will disturb. It will disturb our daily lives also. Modern medicine also show, because many physical disorders can alter because of emotion. Just now I gave example of stomach ulcer. So ulcer can cause because of emotion, of my anxiety, my stress. Like saying, they see peptic ulcer, heart disease. If I am very much stressed, my heart gets beat fast. Epilepsy. DM means diabetes mellitus, diabetes, excessive blood sugar. Stress is the major cause. Tuberculosis, TB, asthma, allergic reaction also can occur because of stress. Blood pressure will increase. Chronic constipation, insomnia because of fear. I may lose sleep. Colitis, inflammation of intestine, colon. Skin disorder, I may get into infection. Many things will occur, because these all are known as psychosomatic illness. Psycho means related to mind and somatic means related to body. So these are the important questions, like define emotions, what are the characteristics of emotion, types of emotions, theories of emotions, how it will be important to us. Being a nurse, how we can control emotions in yourself and patient, how we can differentiate between fear and anxiety. I hope you understood this topic, and always try to control our emotions when you are with other person, with other patients, or maybe with your students, or maybe with your friends. Always control our emotion first, then we can help others. I wish you all the best for this chapter. Thank you.